fault.
Not me. Not my fault.
Dude, you are supposed to manage the audio.
I was right here.
Right there.
Yeah, actually, you were.
Oh,
You're
true.
right. It was your fault.
It is my fault.
Welcome to Curiosity Public's 2024 year in review. Best of, whatever we're going to call it. My name's Dutch.
My name's Jules.
YOLO Dylan!
It's YOLO Dylan.
Who
That should be 2025.
who somehow appeared before the year end. Even though it would have made more sense for him to appear in the new year. But then again, we don't timestamp anything
Hey,
else.
you know what? You can be YOLO anytime.
True. Okay, well, guys, year-end review. Last year, we took a lot of flack.
We did.
People didn't like how we did it. We
didn't
only
like
did
it.
things that we reviewed,
Right.
and people were angry.
Who? People watch this?
Apparently.
Nobody watches this.
But this year, we did things a little bit differently. We didn't limit ourselves to things that we did full reviews of. We just kind of looked back on this year and thought, okay, what were the best tequilas, scotches, and bourbons that we had this year? We didn't include rum or brandies this year. We didn't do a ton of those reviews. We hope to do more this coming year, of course. We always say that, and we're always really bad at it, but we got a lot to cover, guys, so play the long game with us. Okay.
But we also broke this down into two categories.
Yes, so we have a bargain.
Right.
Bargain in air quotes because Dylan's on this panel, to whom money is no object. And we also have the premium no holds barred pick. I was responsible.
Dylan's on this panel.
Yeah.
No holds barred for Dylan.
Although I think mine was actually more expensive.
True.
But anyway, I was in charge of tequila this year. Jules in charge of bourbon, and Dylan in charge of scotch. Although it was a group effort, we came up with these together. And since I'm kicking things off, we'll start with our I don't want to say lower tier, but the less expensive pick for the year. And actually for tequila, we do have an honorable mention. It's not officially on the list, but the Mi Gente Maestra release, something that we never ended up doing a full review of, but we've all tried it and we all thought this is a really good release. It's around 60, 70 bucks. Great flavors here, really interesting presentation of the agave. One that if you're a tequila drinker that I think is really good. It got really, really hyped.
Yeah.
And I think it's very good. And I think it's a great price point, so it doesn't kill you to try it. But our ultimate pick, when we came down to it, we just could not pick anything other than the G4 Madeira Batch 3. This just was one of the best this year. 90 proof.
Still very good.
Blanco wood fermentation tanks. It just imparts such a unique, interesting flavor to it. And Batch 3 really, I think, overperformed. Like last year's Batch 2 wasn't quite as good, I think. Right.
Yeah.
Batch 1 was excellent, but this was right up there with Batch 1.
I was going to say, this is like return to form.
Yeah,
return to
form.
Batch 1. Yeah.
And excited about what's to come. I love this series, and G4 just keeps knocking it out of the park. So, bargain pick of the year for tequila, G4 Madeira Batch 3. Jules, let's talk bourbon, man.
Let's talk bourbon.
So bargain
near basement, Wild Turkey, 8-year.
Right.
70.
Which there was a bit of
But there's,
hype.
yeah. I was going to say, there's some controversy.
But what we'll say is the good news is that the info on the internet is that this is going to become a regular
thing, so that's why it's...
Well, it's been a regular thing in Asia for
Right.
a long time. So, I mean, this is apt for the world market.
Yes.
I mean, when we go abroad, this is
Always
everywhere.
picking it up, yeah.
This is everywhere.
It's apt for the new world.
Yeah.
And exciting that this is going to now hopefully become a regular release in the U.S., hopefully also at a good price.
Yeah.
I mean, MSRP on this wasn't bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the original kind of pricing obviously was a huge value. Now, I mean, obviously with
The hype.
the hype and the pricing,
That's
but
why
I
it's
think
with
for
an
what you
asterisk,
get with the MSRP, I think is good.
Yeah.
This is, I think, what I like about this release is it's a great reflection of Wild Turkey DNA.
Yeah.
Like, I love that floral component, and this really accentuates it beyond just the regular release.
All right, Dylan, you're on the Scotch train. What was your kind of bargain pick for the year?
All right, so I was thinking, what's available for the masses? And
Maybe we should begin with the premise of what's bargain.
What?
for Dylan.
I thought, you know what? Okay. Look, I'm going to get my microphone. Straight talk with Dylan. I gotta deal with this. But look, you know, I gotta say I'm a little bit I don't know if you guys would agree, but a little bit
Particular?
No.
Rich?
A little bit I don't know,
OCD?
disillusioned by the releases, right? Because it's like the same old variation. It's like the permutations have
You call
gotten
yourself jaded?
that is possible, right? Yeah.
Besides, elitist asshole.
People look. Wow. Anyway, so I try all these new things. You know, I'm going through it like it's like an assembly line. I'm trying this. I'm like, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I was like, whoa, this one woke me up a little bit. I said, hey, opened my eyes, and I thought, hey, let me focus on what I'm watching right now. And I saw this release. This is the Ardbeg Anthology 13 year. Now, what's interesting about this is that, you know, it's the Ardbeg DNA, but you guys know, I get skeptical about the Sauterne, right? Sauterne is very sweet. And then, blending it or, mixing it with ex-bourbon, I said, wow, this is going to be all sweet. This is nothing unusual, but yet it worked. And so really for me, this was a surprise. And I said, you know what? I'm really enjoying it. And I ended up going out and getting some backups. I said, this is really good.
It's
really good pour.
And
part of it too is because you expect the sweetness to really punch you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It actually it blends really well.
What just got me today, and again, we've been filming today. I've had all kinds of different stuff. I took a sip of that, and it was the finish where I was like,
It was like,
oh, now I breathe it all in.
Beyond the 13 year.
Beyond
Beyond the 13 year. It's like, it's better than the 13 year stated here. That's why I think it's punching above the weight class.
The finish really.
I really like that the peat is still very prominent. Yep. I think this is where to go.
I'm so annoyed by this though, because it's like, I'm sick of Ardbeg special releases.
Yeah.
But they keep doing stuff.
They keep doing them really great though, man.
Yeah. And so I really like this. It's age stated. It's a very good release. It's a little pricey, although relatively speaking, it is in the lower end. It's $160 retail, but you can get it at $139 or so.
Well, and our friends in Europe might be able to get it for cheaper.
Yeah, right. And if you have a coupon, it works. But yeah, this is my pick right here. This was a surprise. That's why it's a pick.
Surprise!
All right, guys, let's get to the powerhouses. The big boys or girls or big players. What are we going to call them? I don't know. The pros. The top of the line. The best spirits of the year, according to us. We're going to start with the tequila, and it's what I'm sipping on here. And it's very expensive. We had a contentious discussion about this bottle when we reviewed it. It was just short of a diamond, but it's nothing other than, again, G4 with a sweep.
G4 with a sweep, dude.
The G4 7-year extra añejo. I mean, the bottle presentation alone is deserving of accolades this year because this bottle looks beautiful with the gold, the extra añejo, the 7-year. I hate how good this thing is. And it's one of these that kind of defies classification. Yeah. It has so many elements in it from the barrel influence. Right. So, some tequila purists may be like, oh, there's not enough agave, but I think they would sip this and be like, oh, but that's still really
It's so good, yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. And I think, whiskey people could come to this and be like, oh my God, that's tequila? Yeah. Oh my God, I love tequila.
Yeah.
And, so good and yet so expensive. We had this whole discussion about value that at the end of the day, I did find myself going out for my birthday and buying myself a bottle of this.
Wow.
For my private collection outside of, our Curiosity Public stash here. So when I do that and it's this expensive, it's pretty special. And, maybe we're just suckers for G4, but man, this thing blew me away this year.
Yeah, no,
hats off to G4 though, man. I mean, look at that dynamic range they offer though. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can go from like the lower.
Yeah, they had the cheap one, the cheaper one, and the premium one for this year, which
amazing,
mind blowing.
Yeah, amazing.
I remember trying that, and I was again very jaded, right? And I'm like, I don't know, I've had the 5-year. Right, and then I had the 6-barrel release.
6-barrel blend, yeah.
And I was like, it's not whatever. And then I was like, dang it!
It's the price, though. The price is what makes it a difficult decision. If this was a $200 bottle, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yeah. But
Get me a case.
At $500, you're just like, oh.
You're rethinking it for sure.
You are rethinking it. And I still would urge caution to people because it's a lot of money to spend.
Just because it's on our list doesn't mean.
Yeah, I would.
I'm not saying it's a must buy.
I would just, break into Dutch's house and just try it.
Or break into the set here because there'd be a lot more. Open, unfortunately. All right, Jules, how we do with bourbon this year?
All right, well, we got another controversial one.
Best bourbon. Hang on.
More on this side.
Best bourbon of the year
is Russell's
15. No, it's not. Oh my God, it's not Russell's 15.
It is Little Book. Which is why controversy.
You mean the thing that I no longer buy?
Exactly.
We all stopped buying it, and then they did this.
And then they came out with this release, and I don't know, man. These guys, they seem to.
My problem was when I tasted this, I was like, "This is what Russell's 15
should have been." Yeah, should have been.
This is a balanced oak bomb.
It was good. It was a surprise, actually. I gotta say that I think that right there tells you something. I know Dutch sent me a bunch of messages. I even shared what Dutch shared with me with the Discord folks. They're like, dude, you need to try this, dude. It kept like D-U-U-U-U-U-U-U-U. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I went, walked over to the local large chain liquor store. And I'm like, hey, do you got the Little Book Infinite? And then they're like, oh, it's allocated. Oh, wait, it's right there. Here, let me look at this. And then I bought it.
And then he's like, oh, Dutch liked it? I don't know.
I tried it, and I go, yeah, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Jules, this is your pick. This is what you're drinking. Tell us about it.
It's really good, guys. I mean, it's classic, though. It goes back to form from what there were. And, you get really close to the, I'd say, to the oak side of things, but it doesn't overwhelm, which is nice. It's not tannic at all.
Yeah, and it's an interesting blend. And this is what I appreciated about it, because I felt like the people blending this took care. And they really worked to balance it.
Yes.
And that's what I get more impressed with.
Yeah.
And you can look at all the stuff that's in it. They have the info on the card. And you're just like, whoa, it's just interesting. And they were able to bring it all together. It doesn't go over that edge. Yeah. The finish is better than the Russell's for me. And
I think I'm with you on that. The finish is better here than the Russell's.
Yeah, I agree with you. The reflection of their craftsmanship is, I think, represented very well here.
Yeah.
I will say, though, there are a lot of misses. Okay,
with Little Book.
Yeah, with Little Book.
I agree.
To me, I mean,
this is the infinite. This is like the special.
I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're continually looking at different blends and different formulations. I get that. In the last couple of years, again, I haven't been super excited about some of their releases. I have their releases, but then I've been like, okay, it just kind of goes to the back of the closet. Here, this was.
This actually stood out.
Yeah, and finally I was like, okay, they're doing something interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So we should
what's in the booklet, I guess. We should.
Well, I think it has the breakdown of what's in here.
Yeah.
No, I actually think it says it on the bottle. That's what it was. It's just impossible to read because it's all black.
Oh, God. There's no way I could read that. Yeah.
But I think there's 18-year-old stuff in here. I don't know if it'll show up on this camera.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, yeah, there you go. Good angle.
We can find it online. Yeah. There is a listing somewhere of all the stuff that's in it. And there was old stuff and new stuff to represent all the generations. And it was one of those rare times where I felt like the story and the work of blending it together and then the taste of it.
What it actually tasted
kind of clicked. And I feel like that's such a rare thing these days. So I was impressed.
Very good.
Dylan.
All right.
You're champing at the bit, I know.
Okay. So
he wants to spend more money.
I do enjoy Scotch quite a bit. And I have an extensive collection. I always, again, much like the Ardbeg thing, became a little cynical about many of the releases. I'm looking at you, McCowan.
Yeah, seriously.
And I'm looking at you, Glenmorangie.
Yeah.
But speaking of Glenmorangie.
Wait a minute. Glenmorangie, with all of their weird releases that are not that great, all of a sudden comes out with Glenmorangie. You want to show
the Signet.
The Signet. Wait for it. Reserve. So it comes in this beautiful box right here.
The box is really cool.
It's like that.
And for American viewers, I don't know that this has hit U.S. shelves. Well, as of the filming of this, maybe it's probably. I hope it's out by now.
But man, I mean, look at this. First of all, it's a beautiful bottle. Right?
Beautiful presentation.
You're not gonna knock that. But the flavor, the extra.
Look at the color, man.
Yeah, the color here.
Chocolatey.
And it's amazing what the extra aging in the sherry casks does with this. To me,
it's just another dimension.
It is, yeah.
And it's just...
You know what I kind of thought of? This was in retrospect when I thought of it. I was like, it's like the difference between Coke and Cherry Coke almost. Like it just kind of adds that extra thing.
Yeah.
But it's still the same core.
You didn't think it needed it, but then what do you have
Right.
It's like really good.
It's like, dang, the Signet was really good. But, oh my gosh, you add a little bit more of this thing.
For me, it's more like you have raisins, and then you have the special like picked raisins.
The Whole Foods ones?
Yeah, the Whole Foods ones. So you get like all the organic stuff that Dutch buys. And
No, there's a
regular
place
stuff
that's
that
like
I buy.
there's a place even like higher than Whole Foods, the Erewhon place. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, Erewhon.
Erewhon?
I don't know. I shop at Food and Stuff. So there, you just get kind of the what is it? Not the California raisins.
It's like Food and Stuff Diamond. It's like that's where
he owns it.
But this is a next level release of the Signet Reserve. I mean, like if you like the dates and raisins and the prune flavor, it takes it up a notch.
Well, and you also have to like that coffee.
Yeah,
chocolate.
of course, the coffee and things like that. But then the thing is, they didn't like double the price.
True.
It's a little bit more.
It's a little bit more, but
it's pricey. But
it's not.
But it's another one of those where you spend that whatever $350 and you get the box and you get the bottle.
The
and it all looks
presentation
amazing,
is
and then you
there.
taste it and you're like, oh yeah, this is really good.
This is really good. I mean, you're not going to be disappointed in this. I gotta say, for the people who even like poo-poo Glenmorangie regular releases, a lot of them have a soft spot for the Signet line.
Yeah.
They're gonna have another, place for the Signet Reserve. So I think.
Well, again, much like actually kind of all these.
Yeah.
This is like the blending of an experience, and you can taste it in all these, which is what I really appreciate. It doesn't feel like somebody just happened upon a good barrel and sent it to you, which is great. That can be amazing. But when it's a large release and they've crafted it, and they put the time into it, and then it delivers, even if it's expensive like these are all over. This is like $199.
Well, yeah,
so
it's
they're all like
most $200.
around $200 to $500. I mean, it's a lot of money to spend, but to have something that kind of lives up to it, that's really, really cool.
It's a surprise too, right? And I was very skeptical about how much this is going to be different than the regular Signet release. And I said, you know what? Okay, I get it. They did take it up a notch. So hats off.
Hats off,
Hats off.
So that's my pick.
Well, here's a little tidbit too. We did film an episode with that never aired.
Really?
The one for
Wait, it never aired?
No, we
because we did our different
we redid a different version.
Oh, right.
So maybe for members, you can see your guys' first reaction to it. Maybe we'll release that for members at a future date. But there you guys have it. Our 3 picks for best spirits of 2024.
Well, the high end.
The high end, G4, Extra Añejo 7-year, Little Book Infinite, Glenmorangie Signet Reserve, and then our cheaper versions was the G4 Madeira Batch 3, the 70th anniversary Wild Turkey 8-year.
And the Ardbeg 13.
And also the honorable mention of the Manti. We decided to throw that in just because I think we felt guilty of picking 2 G4 bottles. But they were just that good this year, guys. So, Jules?
Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. What were your top picks for 2024? As always, I was going to say.
You're done.
I'm already checked out, but it's like, no, as always, give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, let us know. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. Please check out our private membership on Patreon and YouTube. Wow, someone threw this one. And t-shirts is another great way to help our channel. I know. Links in every description. Podcasts on all the major players. And now, as always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
I was gonna interrupt you with like, would you say some would say the surprise is an aged man of war?
Yeah. Say I'm an aged man.
Doctor.
HMS.
Lesser of two.
Well, that's the thing is in the Terror, it's the HMS Terror. That's the name of the ship.
Nice.
What was the other one? Like it's a
Erebus.
Erebus. Yeah.
Erebus.
So now this year, I think people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, you guys picked such expensive."
I know. Well, that too. That you call that bargain?
This is bargain.
We couldn't think of another cheap Scotch. We should.
No, I know. I'm with you too. It's
No,
yours.
like cheap Scotch is cheap
new?
Scotch, man.
It's new.
Yeah, there's
That's
nothing
new.
new that's like worth.
Right.
And you know what?
What's
Like
all
the
these
cheap
festivals
regular
are like-
stuff is
Right.
like, like what are you gonna pick? Like the Macallan series?
No.
No,
But I mean, like I'm thinking
and those
about,
are like 100 plus.
like the Campbelltown Lock, but nothing that's new. Like,
but it's not. You know. I mean, like the Hazelburn,
when I thought about the Hazelburn,
but that's expensive
That's
too.
still over 100, isn't it?
Yeah.
no, the 10's cheaper, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll see if there's tariffs,
have
new tariffs,
the high end.
and now there's apparently going to be tariffs on tequila. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.